Welcome back to the official CABSAT podcast powered by Northtelecom. Joining me now is Virgil Labrador, who is the editor-in-chief of Satellite Markets and Research from the U.S. Welcome, Virgil.
Thank you very much, Yuma. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Satellite Markets and Research?
Right. So I founded the Satellite Markets and Research 16 years ago in 2008. So I'm the editor-in-chief and publisher. That means I run the business, but I also write the articles, edit the articles. I pretty much do everything for the company. And the satellite industry is a global business. So we cover the whole world, So there's satellitemarkets.com, and then it has specific regional information. So there's a satellitemarketsandresearch.com/Asia Pacific and /EMEA and /Americas. So that pretty much covers the whole world, and we do a monthly magazine called the Satellite Executive Briefing. It's designed for executives with actionable intelligence that they can use in their business. We focus mostly on trends and opportunities. We do market research reports, occasional reports, and I actually do market cast interviews with executives as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's nice to be on the other side of that, for a change. Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump right into it. So what is the benefit of leveraging multi-orbit satellite systems for connectivity?
Yes, that's really a more recent development in the satellite industry, multi-orbit, because they used to be, so I started over 25 years ago. And at that time, there was really just one orbital position that most of the satellites were. They're called geostationary, which means they're further up from the Earth and they revolve around the Earth, and then you only need one dish because it never really moves. It moves with the Earth's rotation.
Yeah.
So that used to be the whole industry. And then came MEOs, which are middle Earth orbits, and now the LEOs, which are low Earth orbits. Now, just to, because we have limited time here, just to illustrate, everybody's familiar with Elon Musk and SpaceX. So he revolutionized the industry. So he started this company called Starlink, which is now very popular. And that's in LEO orbit. There are, without getting to the technical details, there are certain advantages because it's closer to the Earth. There's less time delay. So that, that's very vital because, and now really, in fact, we just finished the fireside chat I did with Vaibhav Magal of Hughes Network Systems, which has really been through the whole evolution of the satellite industry. And we're really at this stage in the industry where you really have to have a multi-orbit strategy.
Yeah.
It's like you're in marketing, Yuma. So you know that you don't want to focus all your marketing in just one field, right? So you need to have a multi-level marketing approach.
Offline, online, so on.
Exactly. So those who have a multi-orbit strategy have a decided advantage over those who don't, because they have more options to provide their customers. They have more flexibility.
Yeah.
Because, depending on their demands, they can tailor it in a way where it meets their demands, and requirements, at a cost-effective rate. And that's really very important in this cost,
True. It all comes down to the cost.
And price. The 4 Ps.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of innovation happening in this multi-orbit satellite?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because these are very complex technologies, so they really have to innovate. And again, to meet clients' requirements, especially price and delivery and quality of service, requires a lot of innovations. Just one example of that, because there's so many, but we now have flat panel antennas, okay? In fact, tomorrow, I'm doing a fireside chat with Leslie Klein right here at the Sat Expo Summit. He's the CEO of CCOM Systems, and we're going to be talking about flat panel antennas. So people are familiar with dishes, very huge.
You need multiple people to install it.
It's really a misnomer. Dishes, those small.
Yeah.
In fact, they used to be called BUDs, big ugly dishes, because the satellite signal is very weak. So they have to amplify it. They have to capture a lot. So they need a lot of territory to do that. That's why they're big dishes.
Yeah.
It's been getting smaller, as you know. In this region, you get direct to satellite. You have smaller dishes that you can put up in your homes. But there are advantages to having a flat panel dish, because size, weight, and power, these are very, very important considerations in the industry. And price, always the price. Always go back to price.
Yeah.
But size, weight. So the flat panel has a flat, just like this magazine right here. It has a flat, the other dish is like this. More like these chairs, actually. Yeah, more curved. So you can see they're more aerodynamic. So like if you put it on a plane, for instance, planes, by the way, are a very big market for satellites, in-flight satellite connectivity.
Yeah.
So it's really more smooth than the, you've probably seen ships with, they cover the satellite. It doesn't look like a dish. They cover it with a radome.
Yeah.
Right. And they're not ugly, but they're also unwieldy. A flat panel would make it more all efficient. Plus, flat panels are actually more suited to the multi-orbit strategy because without getting into the technical details, and I think Leslie will probably be the best one to speak about that in tomorrow's fireside chat because he started the company, he developed this. There are many other companies developing it, but the flat panel has the flexibility to be able to communicate to all these different orbits.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
All right. And I've also been hearing about phased array antennas. First of all, what is it? And how is it impacting the next generation mobility?
Right. Actually, those flat panel antennas are phased array. Those are phased arrays. Yeah.
They are. Okay.
But what, just for simplicity's sake, I'm not an engineer myself, actually. Yeah. I'm a trained journalist, but I do understand how it works. And so my role is really to popularize. But what, like I said, so the flat panel antenna is based on phased array technology.
Okay.
Which means, like I said, it could communicate with many different orbits, or it has that more flexibility than
Okay.
in doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think this might be something you'd be talking about tomorrow, but I wanted to have your take about it. Is how can the satellite industry support sustainable development and the digital inclusivity?
That's a great question, Yuman. I'm glad you asked that because, there are, according to the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union, which monitors and regulates the whole satellite and telecommunication field, there are about 3.7 billion unconnected. That means in the world still. That means they have no connections. I mean,
so it's quite a big number considering we're quite a connected world.
Right. Well, and they're mostly concentrated in the, developed parts of the world, but there are 3.7 billion. Now, there was a company that started way back in the early 2000s called O3B, which is other 3 billion.
Okay.
It's now part of SES. SES is the biggest company. They just bought Intelsat. But their goal was to promote broadband and social development goals. And to be honest, it's been kind of slow. And the population is also growing.
It just keeps growing.
Right. But
can't help it.
All of what we've discussed actually ties into this because there's a lot of innovation. And then there's a lot more options now. Like I said, it used to be just GEOs, then LEOs. There's a lot more options. So I'm very, very optimistic that that we will be able to reach out to a lot more. Because the main problem with the connecting those who are unconnected is they're in very remote areas, very small, so it's not sometimes very cost effective
to build.
They don't have they can't pay like in the States. I pay $100 for my internet, but that includes cable and other subscriptions.
Yeah,
they can't do that, and they're called ARPUs. That's average rate of returns. But with innovation, with all these technical innovations, like, let me just add another technical innovation. It's called bandwidth optimization.
Okay.
Which means they're able to maximize the bandwidth. So in the same, just to make it simple, in one satellite, they can accommodate a lot more data or a lot more information in that satellite. Because there's algorithms that can make it, it's almost kind of science fiction like, because if you're a human being like this, they teleport you. They're able to teleport more because they've rearranged the bits or somewhat, something like. So
Sure.
that will redound to more, I think, broadband access. So it's not just me. Like I said earlier, I had this Sat Expo fireside chat with Vaibhav Magal from Hughes, and he also is very, very optimistic that the moving forward, there's really a lot of ground for optimism as far as promoting broadband and sustainable development goes.
Great. It's something to look forward to in the future, I guess.
Absolutely.
Well, it was great talking to you. Thank you so much for taking time to join us on the official CABSAT podcast powered by Northtelecom. And good luck with the rest of the show.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.